Killed a man, just hopping from bar to bar, and I lost control. I consulted some high-powered attorneys.
My name is Matthew Cordell, and on June 22nd, 2013, I hit and killed Vincent Canzani. Video will act as my confession.
Hey guys, Vexed here. I found this topic pretty interesting, so I decided to research it and put together a video, so do enjoy. Just be aware some of these guys are in prison for some pretty messed up reasons. Let's start with Matthew Cordell. Matthew Cordell is currently serving a 6.5-year sentence in prison. This guy's story is kinda messed up, but the story of how he ended up in prison is pretty interesting. To put things frankly, a video he uploaded is the sole reason he was arrested and put in prison. The video he uploaded was a confession where he talked about how he killed someone. The night was June 22nd, and 22-year-old Matthew Cordell had been out partying and getting drunk. When the end of the night came, he got in his car drunk and began to drive home. On his way home, Matthew crashed into another vehicle and killed the occupant of the other car. Matthew survived the crash and fled the scene of the accident. Basically, Matthew was involved in a fatal hit and run. The next morning, Matthew Cordell wakes up having completely blacked out and having no memory of the car accident whatsoever. However, he learned that he'd killed someone with his car because of news reports of a hit and run on his route home, as well as the fact Matthew was injured from the crash and his car was badly damaged. The thing is, Matthew got away with it. He evaded the police, and they had no clue who had killed Vincent Canzani. The investigation was going nowhere, and Matthew Cordell had seemingly gotten off the hook for the murder. But the drunken manslaughter weighed heavily on Matthew's conscience. Several months pass, and it's pretty clear to Matthew that he isn't going to get caught. That is, as long as he keeps his mouth quiet about the hit and run. Matthew talked with lawyers who told him not to speak up about the accident. If he didn't, then he would not go to prison. Matthew thought this was the wrong thing to do, and he wasn't going to stay quiet about what had happened. Because he felt remorse for his actions and didn't want to lie, 22-year-old Matthew knew he had done something wrong and decided to turn himself into police. But before he did that, he made it his mission to stop other people from drinking and driving, and he wanted to stop more needless deaths. On the 3rd of September, Matthew uploaded a video titled "I Killed a Man." The video was his confession. He explained what had happened and how he got away with murder. He urged people watching not to drink and drive. He then went on to say he'll be turning himself into police. The video had an impact, a massive impact. It went viral. The video was personal, dramatic, and powerful. It has since gathered over 3 million views. It's pretty easy to see why. Just watch.
I killed a man. I was out with some friends. We were all drinking really heavily. Just hopping from bar to bar. Just trying to have a good time, and I lost control. You know, sometimes I drink because I have depression that I struggle with every day. I've ruined relationships in the past. I start fights. You know, I just generally become a person that people don't like being around. On that particular night, I made a mistake and got in my truck, completely blacked out, and decided to try to drive home. I ended up going the wrong way down the highway, directly into oncoming traffic, and I struck a car. They were convinced that they could get my blood test thrown out, and all I would have to do for that was lie.
My name is Matthew Cordell, and on June 22nd, 2013, I hit and killed Vincent Canzani. This video will act as my confession. When I get charged, I will plead guilty and take full responsibility for everything I've done to Vincent and his family. If I took a different route, maybe I would get a reduced sentence and maybe I would get off. But I won't dishonor Vincent's memory by lying about what happened. By releasing this video, I know exactly what it means. I'm handing the prosecution everything they need to put me away for a very long time. But I'm willing to take that sentence. I'm begging you, please don't drink and drive.
Matthew turned himself in and appeared before a judge. The maximum sentence he faced was 8 years. The judge sentenced him to 6.5 years. The family of Canzani argued to the judge that Matthew should get the maximum sentence and not get reduced punishment because he turned himself in. This is definitely going to be a controversial stance, but I don't think Matthew deserves as much time in prison as he received. Let's look at the facts. Matthew had no memories of the night. Matthew had completely gotten away with the car accident. Matthew's lawyers told him to keep quiet and not to turn himself in. But Matthew's conscience weighed heavy on him. Matthew made a video which had a massive impact and may have potentially saved a few lives. Matthew fully confessed to his actions that he had completely gotten away with. Matthew then proceeded to turn himself into police, and he would have gotten away with it if he hadn't done that. The truth is, considering Matthew's circumstances, he did the most moral thing possible. He made a massive impact. He came clean about what he did, yet the judge still gave him close to a maximum sentence. I don't think it's fair or just that the judge completely disregarded Matthew's positive impact, circumstances, or the fact that he turned himself in. Matthew had the chance to completely get away with the crime. He had the chance to get absolutely no time in prison, yet he got close to the maximum sentence. That's messed up. In my opinion, the legal system should be looking to give just sentences and not arbitrary ones for the sake of retribution. I know he did wrong. Matthew too knows he did wrong, but he did everything in his power to correct his mistake. You don't have to agree with me about my opinion on Matthew's trial. In fact, I welcome disagreement. Disagreement and argument is essential to form a logical stance on any situation. It certainly is a complicated issue, and there are many ways to look at it. Feel free to let me know what you think about Matthew's actions, as I do read all the comments. Personally, I decided to show you guys Matthew's message, so it might have an impact on you and your future actions. I feel I should use whatever small amount of influence YouTube has given me for good. I do hope that Matthew's video resonates with those of you who do drink and drive.
Kun je de camera vasthouden? Snel. Snel. Jullie hebben... Jongens, ik weet niet of jullie mij kunnen horen, maar dit is het meest bizarre wat ik ooit in mijn leven heb gedaan, man. Maar ik heb het echt laag, man. Holy shit. Holy shit, weg. Oh, Jim,
This one is actually really recent and happened only a few weeks ago. The YouTuber Willem Vink, who is facing as long as 15 years in prison. Willem Vink is a Dutch vlogger with 47,000 subscribers. He uploads adventure-style vlogs, and although he only has a few videos, they get a ton of views and are definitely well made and entertaining. So why is Willem facing 15 years in prison? What exactly did he do? Basically, one of Willem's videos went viral and got over 700,000 views. The video that went viral shows Willem and his friend jumping on top of a train from a bridge and filming the experience. The stunt is known as train surfing. The idea is to get on top of a train and hitch a ride for a thrill. While I'm definitely not agreeing with what they did, the video is actually pretty entertaining, and the aftermath of it makes it especially interesting. When the video went viral, it was posted all over social media and even made it into the mainstream media. There are quite a few newspapers and news stations who have reported on the incident. So how is Willem facing 15 years in prison for hitching a ride on top of a train? Basically, Veolia is the company who owns the train line that Vink and his friend hitched a ride on. When the video went viral, the company became outraged and called for Vink to be arrested and informed the media that they will be pressing charges. Veolia called the vlogger's actions incredibly irresponsible and stated it's not just about their safety, but also about the safety of others. 15 years for this crime seems a little severe, but if you look at the specific legislation that was broken, you can see that it's totally legal. Under Article 164 of the Criminal Code, it states that a person who intentionally causes danger or disruption to rail traffic can be sentenced to 15 years in prison. Veolia explained its main concern is the danger of a copycat doing the same thing as the vloggers. They say, people who see the video may think that the stunt is cool, and we ask for God's sake that nobody copy their stunt. So how did Vink react to the massive uproar his actions caused? Willem Vink is only 18 years old and explained that he was shocked by the media's reaction to his video. As soon as the video started picking up traction, Willem explained to a radio station that he was sorry about what happened. Willem explained his only intention is to entertain people with new videos. It's just for fun. Vink explained that he lives for kicks and is really shocked by everyone's reactions, and overall it has been a bad experience for him. Not only that, but Willem explained that he was heading to the headquarters of Veolia with flowers and cake to apologize. This definitely was a smart idea for Vink, as it seems to have paid off. I checked recent news and there's been no update on Vink's situation. He's still uploading videos, and the video of him train surfing is still up on his channel. It appears Veolia may have decided not to continue pressing charges. Overall, it doesn't look like they'll get in any serious trouble for the stunt. Personally, I'm really glad that Willem won't be going to prison for 15 years, because he actually seems like a really nice guy, and while the stunt was dangerous, they didn't actually cause any harm. If they actually got 15 years for that, it would have been unjust compared to 6.5 years for manslaughter. Now here's the thing, Scarce, a YouTuber with 2 million subscribers, actually reported on this. It's really annoying because he didn't actually research the story properly, and he spread a bunch of misinformation about the situation. Scarce claimed that Willem had been sentenced to 15 years in prison, which is completely untrue. Scarce never corrected his mistake, and it's pretty obvious he was reporting on something outside of his scope. Because Scarce doesn't speak Dutch and couldn't read the newspaper articles, he completely misreported the situation. When I make videos, I make sure my research is solid. I get these newspaper articles translated. I cross-check everything and make sure I have several sources and make sure that what I'm saying is factual.
Relax, you. Where the fuck is my money going, man?
Relax.
Nah, this is finished. I want this now. I want this now.
Man.
Shut the fuck up, man.
Fucking
Whoa, 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 whoa.
I told you I need my money for my.
What?
Hey, oh, bang you out, fam. Bang him out.
This next one is really outrageous and actually led to 5 YouTubers being imprisoned. You may have heard of this YouTube channel, Troll Station. Troll Station is a prank channel with 700,000 subscribers. Well, recently 5 members of the channel have been jailed because of one of their pranks. In July, Troll Station faked a robbery of an art gallery. They ran into a busy art gallery, wearing masks and playing a loud alarm and pretending to steal paintings. While they did this, they screamed that they were robbing the gallery and caused panic. Although the heist was fake, the public's reaction to it was very real. People were trampled on as they tried to flee the building. One woman was even left unconscious by all the panic. Once the members of Troll Station were arrested, they were charged with using threatening behavior and causing public fear. It's not just that video they were charged on though. Many of their other videos show them impersonating the police, harassing members of the public, fear-mongering, creating violence, faking kidnappings, bomb hoaxes, and even armed robberies. It's pretty obvious what Troll Station was doing was illegal, and they've been getting away with it for years. I think the judge sentencing them sets a good legal precedent. Just because something is a prank or being filmed for a YouTube channel doesn't stop it from being illegal. It's good to see that the British judge has stepped up and said these kinds of pranks are not okay. But here's the crazy thing. After being imprisoned, one of their members snuck a mobile phone into prison and posted Snapchat stories. That's right, he posted Snapchats while in his prison cell and bragged about all the freedom he has inside prison.
Living lavish. Look at my KA collection. Basically, man's seen more drugs in jail than I have on road. Seen more shanks than I have. It's all mad, innit? Anything you can get on the roadside, you can get in jail for the right price. Anyway, I'm out.
It's pretty obvious that many of these guys show no remorse for what they've done and are even making a joke by posting Snapchats from inside the prison. Not only that, but the videos that got them sent to prison, like the art gallery heist, are still available to watch on their channel. These guys could care less about the consequences of their actions or the fact that they're in prison. The really infuriating thing is that a lot of their members are in their late 20s and they used a 15-year-old kid to film, and that 15-year-old kid got sent to juvenile hall too. The fact that they're getting underage kids involved in illegal pranks is absolutely horrendous. Listen, I know people are accusing prank channels of faking pranks or hiring actors for social experiments, but take a look at Troll Station. They're doing real pranks, they're doing real bomb scares, they're creating real fear, yet they aren't getting criticized fairly. Let's use FouseyTube as an example of someone faking pranks and getting hate for hiring actors. Why is FouseyTube getting criticized for faking pranks when Troll Station are doing real pranks and causing real harm? Wouldn't it make sense for this hate to be directed at Troll Station? Now let's talk about a prank FouseyTube recently faked. FouseyTube collaborated with a YouTuber RiceGum for a fake fight prank.
I did it, bro.
This was done under controlled circumstances and didn't cause any public harm. Yet FouseyTube is the one getting hate instead of Troll Station. That's kind of ridiculous. I'll be honest, I'm not defending him. I don't even watch his videos. I'm just pointing out that often these witch hunts and bandwagons of hate affect people disproportionately. I definitely don't like these pranks, trolling, or social experiment side of YouTube, as it's pretty shady and a controversial place. But you know what really shows Troll Station doesn't really care for their actions? The fact that some of their members have multiple convictions for different pranks. In other words, this isn't the first time they've been arrested, released, and gone straight back to terrorizing the public. This last one is really messed up. No doubt this is going to make a lot of people really mad. Michael Lombardo is a 28-year-old musician from New York who is known for uploading innocent piano songs and posting them on his channel. He even managed to get a record deal and racked up millions of views. That was until he was arrested and convicted on child pornography charges. That's not even the most messed up part. He was using his YouTube influence to get nudes and have sex with virtual underage girls. He was in prison for 5 years on child pornography charges revolving around 11 underage girls. There was a 7-month FBI investigation, which ultimately led to Michael Lombardo's conviction. Lombardo argued that his victims were more than thrilled to send him photos, and that he was friendless and relied on the internet to form relationships. In fact, one of the exchanges, Lombardo told a girl not to tell anyone about the sexting and nudes being sent. I quote Lombardo when I say, "That's like 5 years in federal prison and sex offenders registration, so don't tell anyone until you're 18, lol." So not only did he know what he was doing was illegal, but he had researched it and knew the exact sentence he would get, but took advantage of underage girls anyway. Absolutely horrendous. He asked directly for some of these girls to send him videos of them masturbating. The youngest victim was 14 years old when she started being used by Lombardo. What's terrifying is he was only charged for the girls who came forward and the ones he had been caught talking to. No doubt there are more underage girls he was talking to that weren't too eager to come forward. I've talked about this trust problem with YouTubers before. Let me tell you this now. Just because someone has views, subscribers, or any sort of influence does not mean you should trust them. This isn't the first time, nor the last time that something like this will happen. Related examples include YouTubers scamming their viewers, and more recently, YouTubers setting up gambling websites and making videos about the websites but not disclosing they're the true owners. This has allowed some YouTubers to rake in hundreds of thousands of dollars illegally by breaching the trust of their subscribers. YouTube can definitely be a very shady place. My philosophy on making videos is that my videos should do good for the world. People should be able to walk away from the video either a better and more responsible person or have learned something valuable. In particular, I talked about Matthew Cordell, the guy who added himself into police first, because I thought he had a very valuable perspective and message. A lot of people will think they're immune to having bad things happen to them, but honestly, you aren't. The only thing protecting you from a crash isn't how drunk you are. It's not your driving skills. It's pure statistics and circumstances. One day the statistics aren't going to be in your favor, and you're going to meet the wrong circumstances. Let that resonate with you for a minute. I really hope that my work is having a positive impact. I'm trying to do this with all my videos, so I'd encourage you to check those out. Thank you guys so much for almost 150,000 subscribers. I swear, every time I check that number, it's just so much bigger, and admittedly, that's really mind-blowing. I'm still answering each and every message you guys send me over YouTube, as I've always promised. I really like reading your guys' direct messages and suggestions, so do keep sending them, and I'll keep replying. I don't care if my subscriber count's 1K, 100K, or 1 million. I always want there to be a direct line of contact between me and you. Now, one thing you can do is take a few seconds and think about whether you think this channel is worth subscribing to. If you decide it's not, that's fine, but let me know what it will take to earn your subscription, what I can do differently, how I can improve. I hope you enjoyed this video, and as always, thank you so much for watching, and have a wonderful day.